Breaking news from National Geographic TV and Harvard University. The country with much lower high blood sugar and type 2 diabetes. The people in this country have a lower rate of high blood sugar by eating certain foods. In fact, there are 9 healthy blood sugar level foods in this nation. One berry acts like a sugar and carb filter, so you can keep eating carbs and sugar. Many people claim these foods act like natural insulin, so you can lower your high blood sugar with no drugs, crazy restrictive diet, or exercise. I learned about this secret firsthand when I visited this country out of desperation. You see, I was only 54 years old and I thought I was in good health. My doctor even said so a few weeks before. Sure, my blood sugar was a little high, but I watched my diet and exercised, and I was only pre-diabetic. And then, bam, there I was fighting for my life in a hospital bed. One doctor even said I might need to have my right leg amputated soon. But then I discovered an unusual natural blood sugar filter from watching a National Geographic TV special. Then, on a fateful trip to Asia, where I met a small man named Sonu, who wears a red silk robe and has crystal clear blue eyes. He showed me the first of 9 special foods that put out my blood sugar fire and filter out much of the sugar and carbs from the foods I eat. And this is why they have very low blood sugar issues in his country, even though they eat rich, high-fat foods and carbs and sweet foods like kings and queens. I will reveal these surprising and delicious 9 surprising foods to you. You see, after everything else I tried had failed me, this secret finally lowered my blood sugar level fast without a crazy diet or exercise, and it also made me shed 28 pounds. And I'm confident it will also help end anybody's worry, anxiety, and problems with erratic blood sugar levels, fatigue, being overweight, erratic blood pressure, and other health issues. I'm embarrassed to be telling you my story. But if me getting a little embarrassed and getting out of my comfort zone and telling my story will help even one person avoid all the suffering, painful trial and error and heartbreak that I've had, this will be worth it to me. You may not hear about this surprising drug-free, grocery store solution from your doctor or read about it anywhere else for a surprising reason. I'll tell you. You will discover how you can keep eating carbs and sugars. Yes, keep eating your favorite foods and be full all the time, and yet still have healthy and normal blood sugar levels. I know you are skeptical, so I'll give you the overwhelming proof and science behind how this discovery has been confirmed by Harvard University and the U.S. Veterans Administration. And it has helped blood sugar for countless people, including James Altucher, who said, "It took my blood sugar down 284 points in only 3 weeks, and it is so easy, and I love that it is all natural and no needles." My doctor was smiling ear to ear after seeing my numbers. And Margaret Winhelm, who wrote to me, "I was very skeptical, but now my blood sugar went down from 342 to 118. My A1C dropped from 9.4 to 6.7. My energy levels doubled. Blood pressure from very high to a good 122/84 now. Aches and pains nearly completely gone, and no more brain fog." And Mike Angelito said, "My diabetes is now officially gone. My doctor said I can stop taking drugs, and gone is my toenail fungus and tingling and burning in my legs and feet." This solution works for anyone between the ages of 21 and 85 with between just a little erratic blood sugar to those with more serious blood sugar issues. This natural remedy could help stop the need for painful, scary insulin shots, side effect-filled medications, and the severe dietary restrictions that have turned eating into a chore, instead of something we should enjoy. All it takes is a few simple but inexpensive dietary changes. Things that cost nothing. And it actually encourages eating much more of the delicious foods and drinks some said we have to avoid. To go from erratic blood sugar levels to healthy blood sugar levels in less or as little as 3 weeks from now. In the next few minutes, I'll tell you why metformin doesn't work for a lot of people, but what natural foods you can buy at your supermarket do. How this secret also powers up your immune system and could fight off viral infections, including the summary from Dr. Wen in immunology at The Ohio State University. How someone I knew laughed at me when I told them about this natural grocery story secret, but then how I got to the last laugh, and how I had to overcome a lover's tryst to get this secret. So, please turn off your TV, silence your phone, and let's get started. My name is Karen Richardson. When I had my stroke and almost died, I was 54 years old. I'm a middle school math teacher, single mother of 2 children, and crazy in love grandma of 1 grandson named Jake. One thing I like to do is bake, and that's what I was going to do when I almost died. It was Tuesday evening around 8 p.m. I was in my kitchen baking chocolate chip cookies for my grandson Jake, who I would be visiting the next day. As I was mixing the cookie batter, I started to feel lightheaded and dizzy. Then, out of the blue, I collapsed and fell to the ground. Suddenly, I felt numbness in my face and left arm. I felt dazed and confused. I had trouble seeing in both eyes. Luckily, I had enough strength to dial 911. As I lay there helpless, all I could think about were my children and grandson Jake, their precious faces and how much I loved them. I faintly remember the Elton John music that I had playing because I loved listening to his music. Just a few minutes later, the paramedics busted through my front door. Then I went blank. I don't remember anything more until the emergency room doctor told me I had suffered a stroke. When I heard that, I didn't know what to think or say. I couldn't believe it. Doctor, how could I have had a stroke? I'm in pretty good health, and I am pretty young. The doctor said, well, your fasting blood sugar is 147, and your A1C is 7.2, so that is a little high, and that was enough to cause your stroke. The doctor continued, you must control your blood sugar, or you could suffer another stroke, or a heart attack, or need to get your leg amputated. You got very lucky that you didn't die. You dodged a bullet, but next time you might not be so lucky and get a second chance. And I bet you can guess what the doctor said next. He said he wanted to put me on a prescription medication to lower my blood sugar. Well, I was terribly afraid of having another stroke or other terrible event, so I started taking the drug metformin. And it worked for the first week or 10 days. But then I started having extreme tiredness, weakness, nausea, vomiting, and trouble breathing. When I told the doctor this, guess what he wanted to do? He wanted to put me on 2 more prescription drugs to counteract the side effects from the metformin. Plus, he wanted me to start insulin injections. That really got my attention and made me think. I told the doctor I wanted to try natural solutions first before getting on what he even said would be a lifetime of insulin injections. I wanted to try to eat better and exercise more. So, the doctor set me up to meet with a dietitian and nutritionist, which sounded great to me. I could do this. Heck, it sure was better than taking those nasty drugs and insulin injections with all those terrible side effects that made my life miserable. So, I met with the dietitian and nutritionist. But I was so distraught after meeting them because they wanted me to eat and exercise like some 21-year-old fitness model who had a small appetite, fast metabolism, and was rich and didn't have a busy life. They didn't put it in these terms, but here's what it sounded like to me. I could not eat anything I loved. I could hardly eat any carbs or sugar. I had to eat like a bird, and I had to exercise like a maniac. What a joke! That's not a life. That is torture. After this meeting, I was sulking and complaining to myself and anyone who would listen how terrible my life was going to be. But then it hit me. I caught myself thinking this is the wrong attitude to have. For the sake of my own health and being around for my children and grandchild, I must do this and get my blood sugar down so I stay alive. With the help of my best friend Rebecca, I made a plan for eating and exercise. I was stoked. I was going to follow it and kick this blood sugar problem. And I did, for about 3 weeks. I followed the diet, I did the exercise, I was doing really good, and my blood sugar was dropping a little bit. But then real life set in like it always does. Here's what happened. I was power walking in my neighborhood, yapping on my cell phone. And I guess I didn't notice a little pothole in the sidewalk, and I stepped on it and sprained my ankle. Can you believe my bad luck? So now I couldn't walk anymore for a while until my ankle was healed. Well, this made me depressed. So I bought a pint of Edie's cookies and cream ice cream, got home, laid on the couch, turned on Netflix, and had myself a little ice cream pity party, and broke my diet and exercise plan. And, of course, after that, the blood sugar and weight popped right back up and I was back at square one again. Just like 100 other times that I failed on a diet before. So, at my next doctor appointment, I knew it was coming, and it did. The doctor prescribed insulin injections for my blood sugar problem again. This was my new life, sticking myself with needles to get my blood sugar reading, taking insulin, and shopping for strips on Amazon. Yuck! I hated this, especially having to poke myself constantly. I did it, but there was always a voice inside me that said, I must find a better way than this to lower my blood sugar so I can have a healthy life without all this crap and sacrifice. So I went on Google. I read everything I could on natural ways to manage blood sugar levels. The first thing I did was that I tried keto, and I hated it. Then I tried this thing called intermittent fasting. This is where you don't eat anything for like 16 hours a day, but I'm someone who loves food and loves to eat, so this was definitely not going to work for me. Then I ordered a few different vitamin supplements that sounded good, but they didn't work for me either. There I was, 6 months after my stroke, with still no good solution to my high blood sugar. Guess what I did? I'm not proud of it, but I broke down crying. It was my wit's end. I felt depressed and with no hope and no way out of my situation. I got down on my knees and prayed. I needed a solution, and I needed one fast, because at the rate I was going to have another stroke, or heart attack, or leg amputation soon, and leave my loved ones alone and forever furious at me for leaving them. For the next few weeks, nothing changed. I figured I would just have to follow the dietitian's plan and be miserable, depressed, and tired for the rest of my life. But then, one day, everything changed for me. I was watching a National Geographic TV show about a civilization of people in a small, itty-bitty country in Asia. My ears perked up when the announcer said, "And because of certain foods they eat, the people who live in this country have much less high blood sugar and type 2 diabetes compared to people in America and the Western world." What? Had these people found what I call the ultimate blood sugar remedy? I certainly wanted to know more, so I immediately started to listen closely and take notes. These people had low rates of type 2 diabetes naturally for hundreds of years. And the beauty was they still ate the foods they loved. They didn't have to obsess over carbs. They didn't have to exercise like crazy. They had found the secret to normal healthy blood sugar levels with no drugs or insulin, and I just had to discover their method. Before I share this with you, let me tell you an amazing story that was recently featured on a famous daily TV show. Rocco Walkman of Scottsdale, Arizona was overweight, high blood sugar, and had the heart of an 85-year-old, yet he was only in his 50s. In just 28 days, Rocco completely turned around his blood sugar levels, lowered his blood pressure, acid reflux, successfully reduced the plaque on his arteries, came off his cholesterol and blood sugar medication completely, and did it all just by changing his diet in a specific way. Something which the chief medical consultant for the TV show called doable for everyone, Rocco did a health turnaround. The doctor himself even stated that 90% of type 2 diabetics can improve their situation naturally. That is, over 700 million people worldwide that could be helped and who could be feeling better and get relief from their symptoms. See, the problem is they are following the old-fashioned medical methods of treating blood sugar issues. They are attacking it completely from the wrong angle. After the National Geographic TV documentary was over, I immediately called my best friend Rebecca. I told her about the great news I just watched on TV. Then Rebecca said something that wound up ending my blood sugar struggles. Well, I have an idea. It might be crazy, but you know how we are going on a summer vacation this July. Well, what if we went to that little country and met these people and learned their diabetes-ending secret so you could use it? What a great friend, isn't she? On July 10th, off we flew on our trip. When we arrived at the airport, I became aware of two things like a bolt of lightning. The airline had lost both Rebecca and my luggage, and the driver I had booked to take us on the long ride from the airport to the hotel was going to be an hour late. But anyway, when we got to the hotel, I was disappointed. It was very sparse and basic. The water had a funny smell to it, and the beds were not very comfortable. The next day, I met the sensei I came to meet, the shy and reclusive health savior that thousands of people from all over the world who swear by because he taught them his remedy that helped manage their blood sugar levels. This man's name is Sonu. He's about 5'2" tall, bald, wears a red silk robe, and has beautiful crystal blue eyes that look like see-through deep clear ocean water. When I met him, his personality was very loving, and he talked with a big warm smile. Sonu was very welcoming and said to me, "Thank you for making the journey all the way here to visit me." Then Sonu went on to tell me, "The advice you read and hear about from the conventional medical establishment can be wrong, and this is why so many people get diabetes and can't reverse it." He said, "But in our country, we have a way to manage erratic blood sugar levels even though we eat plenty of carbs and sugar because my ancestors discovered this remedy over 200 years ago. This remedy works because we look at blood sugar completely different than the traditional modern medical system does. Traditional medicine looks at your erratic blood sugar as an isolated symptom, but we look at what causes your blood sugar problem in the first place. This way, we can help manage it successfully, instead of modern medicine, which just treats it as a symptom by wanting you to take prescription drugs or insulin every day for the rest of your life. This way of thinking struck me as very smart. Sonu told me what causes blood sugar problems is that your body is out of balance and has become swollen and inflamed. As a result, sugar continues to float in your bloodstream, building up day after day, making you feel terrible and leading awful health problems for you in the future. I call this blood sugar inflammation. Like I said, we have dealt with this problem over 200 years ago in our civilization, but now even leading natural health researchers are starting to agree with us. The world-famous Time magazine calls chronic inflammation like this the silent killer. New research by Harvard University and the American Diabetes Association confirms it. The sugar and insulin in your blood are causing inflammation in your body. This makes your body burn up like a raging fire, like your body is one fire. The best way I can describe this fire is that you have blood sugar inflammation. Your body becomes swollen and inflamed from your erratic and high blood sugar levels. How can you have good health and blood sugar if your body is on fire inside? The answer is you can't. So this specific type of inflammation is the real reason behind your blood sugar issue. Sonu said, "Insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes are reversible. It is not a life sentence. I have helped thousands of people just like you reverse it naturally." "So how do I have healthy blood sugar levels?" I asked. "If you simply eat certain foods that we do that reduce this blood sugar inflammation, your blood sugar problems will be relieved." I was overjoyed. Why hadn't anyone else figured this out before, especially since it worked for thousands of people for hundreds of years? And the next day, I learned even more great news. Sonu took me on a little walk up to a mountaintop, where two women friends of his were fighting to get his attention, and I had to talk to them to overcome what seemed like a lover's tryst to get the attention back from Sonu. He said, "Most people think the only way to fix their blood sugar problem is by eating less sugar and carbs, but there's a food secret that makes it so much more effective and easier. This means you don't have to deprive yourself and not eat the foods that you love anymore. As you have learned from talking to the people here, we have way less type 2 diabetes in our country, even though we eat a lot, and we eat rich, high-fat and sweet foods and eat like kings and queens. Here's the secret. He told me that centuries ago his ancestors had discovered that there are certain foods that help manage type 2 diabetes. And you can buy all of them at any good supermarket in America for just pennies a day. These foods taste delicious and are proven by thousands of years and even by modern studies to improve insulin resistance, help manage blood sugar, and help relieve the conditions it causes like being overweight, fatigue, and limb burning, numbness, and tingling. We try to eat at least one of these foods a day, and we also like to use these foods to make sauces, dressings, and dips that we eat with one meal a day. People put them on salads, meats, veggies, and even just dip for their favorite bread in them. That's it. That's all. It's that easy. And this gets and then keeps our blood sugar levels in the healthy range. You don't have to take time you don't have cooking meals or eat like a bird to deprive yourself of eating foods you love and being full. You are probably wondering what these foods are, right? Well, I was too. And that's about when Sonu handed me a berry and said, "Here, eat this." I did. It was sweet and delicious. He said, "If you eat this berry every day, it will help you soon have healthy blood sugar levels." This is the sweet berry that filters out much of the sugar from the carbs and sugar you eat. So you can still enjoy carbs and sugar foods and also have healthy blood sugar levels. This berry comes from a tree named mulberry, and specifically white mulberry. It is a big, beautiful tree that produces small fruits clumped together, similar to blackberry and raspberry. This special berry contains a special antioxidant called DNJ, 1-deoxynigericin, that helps prevent a lot of the breakdown of carbohydrates into sugar. The journal Complementary Therapies in Medicine confirms that blood sugar issues have been treated with mulberry in Asia for over 2,000 years. And in a clinical study reported in this world-famous publication done at the Minneapolis Veterans Affairs Medical Center, people who took this nutrient had a significant drop in their blood sugar levels. This natural wonder helps lower the amount of sugar that goes into your bloodstream, even when you eat carbs. Scientists say it also supports transporter compound GLUT4, which moves glucose out of the bloodstream and in the muscle and liver cells. I call this sweet berry a sugar filter. This nutrient works like a water filter, separates out harmful chemicals so you don't drink them. It's like you eat a delicious piece of Dutch apple pie, except a lot of the carbs and sugar in it never reach your bloodstream. It's like you enjoy hot, melt-in-your-mouth macadamia nut cookies fresh out of the oven, but a lot of the carbs and sugar in them never get into your body. This berry changes the metabolism in your body so you can stop feeling like a slave to stubborn blood sugar, and you can stop feeling like a prisoner locked in a body that doesn't work right and who has to watch closely everything you eat and drink. Because this eats up a lot of the sugar and carbs in your bloodstream, like a huge whale swimming with her mouth open gobbles its fish. Many people are calling this new science. The studies may be recent, but the fact that mulberry helps blood sugar issues isn't really new at all, because we've been using it for over 200 years. But modern medicine, because of its preoccupation with prescription drugs, forgot about this powerful natural remedy to lower blood sugar levels. This means that, finally, healthy blood sugar levels can be achieved for people who love to eat and love carbs. This means you can finally enjoy your life again and not have it controlled by blood sugar. You can stop worrying about when your go-to foods will stop working for you. You can stop worrying about why your blood sugar readings are in the unhealthy red zone. You can feel confident about your health again, and you can regain the youth and energy that you used to have. And this berry is just one of the 9 foods I discovered from travel and research that will help achieve your blood sugar levels once and for all. The number 2 healthy blood sugar level food is a type of yogurt that science has now confirmed what certain people have known for over 200 years. This yogurt helps lower blood sugar levels dramatically. You see, in scientific terms, it affects your body's hormone named GLP-1, which has multiple direct actions on the pancreas. In a large published study, it was able to increase the levels of blood insulin and reduce the level of blood glucose. This yogurt also lowers your blood sugar by increasing your fiber and incorporating healthy fats in your body. New research published by Daily Star supports studies conducted over recent years that completely reverse the notion that only no-fat or low-fat dairy products are healthy, and other varieties should be strictly limited to protect your health. Sonu then had me taste healthy blood sugar level food number 3. This is a type of cabbage that is rich in 2 important nutrients, glucoraphanin and sulforaphane. These powerhouse nutrients contain anti-inflammatory and anti-diabetic properties. This cabbage has an anti-inflammatory effect, which can help to reduce the risk of developing insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. A study published in the professional journal Preventative Nutrition and Food Science reported this amazing quote: "The extract inhibited formation of 45.2% of DPPH radicals." Healthy blood sugar level food number 4 is a common household spice. It is not cinnamon, that people in other nations call the diabetes destroyer. I love this delicious spice. A South American study revealed this alleviated oxidative stress under diabetic conditions through the inhibition of lipid peroxidation. It may also prevent and/or delay the onset of kidney damage. Healthy blood sugar level food number 5 is a very tasty vegetable and spice. Researchers have found this improves your body's sensitivity to insulin and helps in the management of type 2 diabetes. Here's how it works. As you know, insulin plays a significant role in how your body utilizes glucose. As you are exposed to the higher amounts of glucose, your cells may become insulin resistant, which requires higher levels of insulin to move glucose from your blood into your cells. Insulin is produced in your pancreas in response to levels of glucose in your blood and is inactivated in your liver. A great way of helping to manage blood sugar levels is to retain more insulin in your bloodstream to be used by the cells. However, 50% is removed on the first pass through the liver, reducing the amount of insulin for use. Research has shown compounds found in this vegetable prevent this metabolism of insulin, freeing up more of your body. Healthy blood sugar level food number 6 is a red spice you've probably eaten in restaurants without even knowing the name of it or what it was. It gives a mild, tart, lemony zing to chicken, fish, hummus, salads, vegetables, rubs, and dips. This spice is growing in popularity because of how fast this remedy is spreading across the world. It has been used by Native Americans for 2,300 years, and a recent lab study conducted with type 2 diabetics confirmed it reduced blood sugar levels substantially. A 2014 study published in the journal IJPR wanted to determine the effects of this spice on diabetes. Scientists wanted to find out if it would have effects on blood sugar levels, apolipoprotein, ApoB, ApoA-I, and total antioxidant capacity, TAC, in type 2 diabetics. In the 3-month double-blind clinical study, 41 diabetics were randomly assigned either the spice or a placebo. Blood samples were collected before and after the research. As compared to those receiving a placebo, the spice group experienced significant decreases in blood sugar levels and hemoglobin A1C, as well as ApoB, a protein constituent of low-density lipoprotein, LDL cholesterol. About the results, the study authors said, "These results showed the favorable effect of this spice on serum glycemic blood sugar status, ApoB, ApoA-I, and TAC levels in type 2 diabetic patients." In another study, published in the Journal of Medicinal Plants Research, the study authors state, "This study indicated the spice is effective in decreasing fasting and postprandial plasma glucose levels among type 2 diabetic patients without any side effects." Health blood sugar level food number 7 is a delicious grain that is just a little crunchy. When added to wet ingredients, it softens enough to substitute for part of the flour in baking recipes. For extra crunch, sprinkle it on savory casseroles, spread it over fish in place of breading, or spoon it over yogurt or hot cereal. This versatile ingredient is high in several nutrients, including chromium. Studies show this essential mineral has a beneficial role in the regulation of insulin action and its effect on carbohydrate, protein, and lipid metabolism. It is also an important factor for enhancing insulin activity. Studies show that people with type 2 diabetes have lower blood levels of this. Healthy blood sugar level food, number 8, is a delicious little sweet fruit that gobbles up a lot of the excess sugar in your bloodstream, like the old Pac-Man game. Western University researchers were shocked by their own study results. It's all because this fruit contains a nutrient called nobiletin, which they showed to dramatically reduce obesity and reverse its negative side effects. The research published in the Journal of Lipid Research proved that subjects fed a high-fat, high-cholesterol diet that were also given nobiletin were noticeably leaner and had reduced levels of insulin resistance in blood fats compared to mice that were fed a high-fat, high-cholesterol diet alone. Murray Huff, Ph.D., a professor, said current prescription drugs for diabetes like metformin work through this same metabolic pathway. Healthy blood sugar level food number 9 is a vegetable that has several chemicals which act like insulin and help lower blood sugar levels. Studies suggest that they do this by causing more glucose to enter the cells and then helping your body process it and store it in the liver, muscles, and fat. They also may prevent your body from changing the nutrients that it stores in glucose and then releasing it into the blood. Studies show it can lower blood sugar and A1C levels in people with type 2 diabetes. A large review published in Journal of Lipids in 2015 concluded that the melon contains compounds that may help control blood glucose, sugar, and lower levels of blood lipids, fats. Diabetes Self-Management magazine reported on a newly diagnosed patient whose doctor put him on metformin. His blood glucose dropped to the low 200s, but the doctor upped his dose. This man then heard about the possible benefits of this fruit. He got some at a grocer, blended it into a tea, and here's what happened. He consumed one in the morning and one in the evening. The very next day, his fasting glucose dropped to around 80. He stopped his metformin, and his fasting glucose levels have been under 100 ever since. His A1C dropped from 13.5 to 6.3 in only a few weeks. This is a man who is heavy, eats a lot of pasta and rice, and whose exercise is walking the dog twice a week. Nothing else in his lifestyle has changed. Besides having normalized glucose levels, this patient's triglyceride levels returned to normal after being dangerously high for many years. So those are the 9 healthy blood sugar level foods that Sonu taught me about and that I learned from my research. These are the delicious foods that people in his country and others eat to have healthy blood sugar levels and less or no health problems. Anyway, after I met with Sonu for a third and final time, I was very sad to be leaving him and heading back home from my vacation. I had grown very fond of this kind and loving man. I would miss him. When I got back home from the trip, I dreaded weighing myself because I always gained weight on vacation. And I hated how I felt fat and bloated. Are you the same? All I could think of was all the delicious rich food I ate on vacation. And we ate this great food constantly, morning, noon, and night. I thought for sure I gained at least 5 pounds on this trip, like I did every time I went on vacation. But to my surprise, I actually lost 3 pounds while eating like a queen on vacation with Sonu in his beautiful country. It must have been the 9 healthy blood sugar level foods I ate that made me lose weight. I was excited. I immediately went to my local grocery store and bought these 9 special foods. I started eating them. These 9 foods are simple, low cost, and natural. I really like 7 of them. One is so-so, and one I don't really care for, but you don't have to eat all of them. But anyway, I also followed the easy 5-minute recipes Sonu gave me and made some sauces, dressings, and dips. There are a ton of sauces you can make, depending on if you prefer sweet, sour, spicy, hot, or any combination of these, so you can quickly make sauces to fit your taste buds. You just combine certain of the 9 foods and mix them together. Each sauce takes less than 5 minutes to make. So, the only change to my diet was that I ate 1 or 2 of these fruits and vegetables each day and ate 1 of the sauces with 1 meal a day. And I also bought an herbal supplement for $9.96 for a month's supply. After the first week, my blood sugar was a little lower, but nothing near what I was hoping for, which made me nervous. But I stuck with it. I kept following the simple plan, and I kept praying that this would work. And on the 9th day, something amazing happened. My blood sugar levels started to plunge dramatically from 282 to 170. The next day, that number was 162. The next day, it was 153. I also noticed that my mood was better. I had no more digestive problems or constipation, and I was sleeping more soundly. The second week, I kept it up, and even other people started noticing my weight loss. The first one was this cute physical education teacher who never noticed me before. He said to me, "I like that dress," with a coy smile. This made me feel good about myself, which is a feeling I hadn't experienced in a long, long time. And, like me, my best friend Rebecca was losing weight like never before also, and she was also finding it to be very easy with these 9 special foods and these delicious sauces and dressings. She told me, "I feel like we will never have to worry about being overweight again." In fact, she said this when we were stuffing our faces with an incredible 3-course meal at our favorite Mexican restaurant, Puente Viejo. We looked at each other and laughed out loud as we thought, finally, life is good. And then my blood sugar continued to drop until, by day 21, it was sitting at 102. I couldn't believe this great number. It was amazing. I simply never would have dreamed I could reduce my blood sugar so much so fast just by adding a few delicious foods and sauces to my diet. But there the readings were right in front of me, for my eyes to see. Finally, I could relax a little and not worry so much. I started taking my readings every few days instead of 4 times a day. My blood sugar level stayed right around 96 to 104 each day, and it stayed around 100 even as I began adding more sugars, carbs, and starches to my diet. Sonu had been right all along. The healthy blood sugar level foods I was eating were eliminating a lot of the excess sugar in my body anyways. That, if anything, introducing many of the foods I loved back into my diet. Ice cream, pizza, a refreshing can of Pepsi Cola, you name it, were actually okay for me to eat now and then. And sure enough, I was amazed to discover that even though I was suddenly eating all of these no-no foods, my blood sugar level was still staying right there, right at around and even 100. I was so elated. You can probably imagine how incredible this feeling of relief was for me. To wake up each morning and know I wouldn't have to take a single blood sugar reading or pop any prescription medications that stop working and that make my stomach burn, or to ever look at a dripping insulin needle and mentally prepare myself to be stabbed. Not only that, but if you're like me at all, you may be able to reduce all those other pills you are taking, things to lower your cholesterol or blood pressure or for your heart, while saving you $1,000 or more per year in insurance copays. It's exciting, it's liberating, and it gives you your life back. I remember back to when I mentioned I was thinking of visiting Sonu in Asia to a woman at the school I taught at, and she laughed at it like it was a dumb idea. But now, here I was, with normal blood sugar levels, and the new me, 28 pounds lighter and slim and fit, so it was fun to tell her my story and get the last laugh. And guess what happened next? The other teachers at my school noticed my weight loss and asked me how I did it. So I told them about my blood sugar remedy and how, as a side effect of helping my diabetes, I also lost 28 pounds easily and kept it off, and they wanted to know if I could share my secret with them. They kept after me regularly to tell them how I did it, so I finally told them. Every single person who followed this program saw their blood sugar levels drop to normal levels. And every single person got relief from their health problems and felt much better. And this is what they loved. Every single one of them was able to reintroduce sugar, carb, and starch-rich foods. Things like cheeseburgers, milkshakes, even pizza and ice cream, back into their diets. And to finally be able to drop those extra pounds that they could not get rid of before. After I saw their results and how good this made me feel, I felt the strong desire to share this easy plan with as many people around the world as I possibly could. People really need this to avoid the pain and suffering like I went through. Because, you see, you can still eat foods you love and there's no need to starve yourself or feel hungry any time at all. All you do is simply eat one or two of these foods and one of these delicious sauces or dressings to one of your meals each day. Nothing could be easier. And each ingredient is for sale at your local grocery stores and costs just pennies a day. And each sauce takes less than 5 minutes to make. And you can get access to everything in the next minute online. And I'll tell you how very soon. I'm talking about you getting a totally new lease on life and becoming a whole new person. You can be the person you really want to be now. You can look and feel how you want. You can be healthy, full of energy, and brimming with newfound happiness. You can live your life on your own terms and not be controlled by doctors, drugs, and anxiety anymore. No more copays, pricking yourself, checking your blood sugar level 3, 4, or 5 times a day. No more time-consuming trips to the pharmacy to buy expensive medication or supplies, which means you'll have more money in the bank to buy and do the thing you want. Life gets fun and back to normal when you don't have the ball and chain of high, erratic, and dangerous blood sugar around your neck anymore. Imagine how good you'll feel knowing you will get a chance to see your kids grow up, marry, and be happy. You can spend the best time of your life with your grandkids. You will not be a burden to your family with these health problems. And most important of all, you will be there for your kids and grandkids to love them, to teach them, and to protect them like only you can and like every child deserves. And remember, this remedy does not require any pills or prescription drugs, or doctor's visits, or crazy exercise routines, or crazy restrictive dieting. And the beauty is, it works very fast. So fast that you will notice a big difference in how you feel and your actual blood sugar fast, and your blood sugar levels will quickly be in that blessed, healthy zone where you won't have to worry about anything anymore. Just think about it. You won't have to worry about your loved ones being left alone anymore like I almost did to my daughter and grandson Jake. You won't have that stomach-churning fear that wakes you up in the middle of the night, wondering what will happen to your family if your health problems get worse. You will have a wonderful new sense of confidence knowing you will be around to take care of the people you love and cherish the most in your life. I know this feeling is worth more than any amount of money to me, and it will be to you too soon, because blood sugar problems are way too dangerous to not take action on today. I've heard stories of it making couples resentful and angry at each other and causing divorces, causing financial disaster and bankruptcy, tearing families apart and making people suffer through a life of constant anxiety and fear. And it can lead to needing to get a leg amputated, or a stroke that leaves you brain dead, or other health disasters where you cannot live a happy and normal life. And I certainly don't want this to happen to you. I want you to be healthy and happy and full of energy like I am now, instead of worrying about blood sugar all the time. And another thing I love now is the feeling I have when I look at my calendar now and see my upcoming doctor's appointment because I know my blood sugar readings are going to be in the healthy range, and my doctor will smile and tell me, "Good job, your blood sugar is under control. Keep up the great work. Whatever you are doing is working like a charm." Hearing this feels terrific, especially since before I discovered this secret, I used to be so anxious with dread before a doctor appointment, because I knew I would get bad news, and the doctor would be disappointed in me and look down on me and want to put me on all these toxic prescription drugs for the rest of my life. Well, not anymore. Anyway, no matter how great this sounds to you, I'm sure you are at least a little bit skeptical. That's why I want you to hear from some of the folks like you who have used this secret to finally control their erratic or high blood sugar. Sonu's blood sugar secret took my A1C level from 10.4 to 6.2 quickly. It is very easy to do. The foods are delicious, and you just add them to your diet. Nothing could be simpler. I was very skeptical, but it really works. Jean Cunningham, Andover, Massachusetts. My doctor said I would be on insulin for the rest of my life, but she was wrong. By using Sonu's plan, I am now successfully off my insulin for over a year now, and have lost 43 pounds also. The world needs this plan, and bless you for bringing it to the people. Tom Lassiter, Denton, Texas. I tell everyone this is the fastest and easiest way they will ever find to end their diabetes or any blood sugar problems. It worked for me after I tried so many diets, supplements, and drugs, but failed. This has changed my life, and I am a new and much happier person also. I am not going to wind up like my mother who needed a foot amputation or father who had a heart attack from diabetes. Mary Beth Wilkins, Sacramento, California. Imagine your new life with no more blood sugar problems. And the beauty is, you will save a ton of money too, like I have already. In fact, you will save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year by not having to spend it on doctor's visits, prescription drugs, insurance co-pays, test strips, equipment, and higher health insurance premiums. I named this Sonu's Diabetes Secret, the proven plan guaranteed to work for you. It consists of 3 reports which you will receive immediately on your computer and in your email after you respond. 1. Sonu's 9 healthy blood sugar level foods. 2. Sonu's 5-minute recipes for sauces, dressings, and dips. 3. Sonu's 21-day, always full, healthy blood sugar levels delicious eating plan. Daily breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, mid-afternoon snack, dinner, after-dinner snack, and nighttime snack. This product is fantastic. It is so easy to read and use immediately, yet it answers all my questions and explains everything fully, says Nancy Sandin in Chardon, Ohio. Yes, you could keep taking prescription drugs, things that help fight glucose once it's already in your bloodstream. But besides the sick stomachs, the low energy, the kidney damage, even the side effects like high blood pressure and cholesterol, which could require you to take even more medications with more side effects. Or you could just follow an ultra-restrictive diet. But don't you get tired of hearing no? As in, no, you can't eat that. No, that has too much starch or carbs. No, you can't order that off the menu. Plus, managing your blood sugar through restrictive dieting only lasts so long. Eventually, there will come a point where your body breaks down, where the insulin production is so ineffective or non-existent that you'll be right back on the drugs. Then there's the fact that all of these ineffective options are extremely costly. Between all of the medications, you're looking at a copay of between $600 and $1,200 per year. And at $1,200 a year, that's $12,000 you'll be flushing down the drain over the next 10 years. This $12,000 of new found cash you can use to buy a new car, pay off debt, take the vacation of your dreams, or put your kids or grandkids through college, or live more comfortably in your retirement. Let's face it, none of those other options are good, and you already know it. So do I, which is why initially my team wanted to set access to this proven remedy at $299. That's far less than the cost of seeing even one specialist. For less than what your copay will probably be in the coming few months, and far less than what you'll have to spend to see a dietitian a few times, or follow some elaborate meal plan that turns your eating into a major hassle. Plus, that $299 is for a long-term answer, not just a little Band-Aid that has to be ripped off and reapplied every single day. And given all of this, $299 should seem like a steal to you. But like I mentioned already, getting Sonu's blood sugar secret to you is not about me getting rich. If I wanted to do that, I would be charging the $299 for this remedy. But I don't want to rip people off like the drug companies do. I want to help you get truly better. That's what this is all about. I wish this had existed before I had my stroke. Maybe if it had, it would have saved me from the pain and humiliation that followed. That's why there is no way I could even consider charging you $299 for this, or $199, or even $99. Instead, if you act today through this website you now find yourself on and make the life-changing decision to help manage your blood sugar levels while breaking free from both the medications and lifestyle restrictions that have until now been keeping you in chains, my team and I have agreed to hand over the entire program to you. The 9 healthy blood sugar level foods, the sauce recipes, the 21-day eating plan, and all the bonuses I'll tell you about in a moment, for just $37 complete. Yes, it's true. This is not a misprint. When you reply now, you will receive this $299 value for only $37 complete. So you are getting an incredible bargain. To get Sonu's Diabetes Secret now at this special low price while it lasts, just click the Add to Cart button that's directly below this presentation. You'll then be taken to the completely secure, triple encrypted checkout page that my team has set up. This is the same type of security that leading banks and Amazon uses, so you have nothing to worry about. And once you complete your checkout, you'll have immediate access to the entire plan through this special members-only section of the website that we've set up. You'll be able to open all of the guides, the lists, everything, and view them right on your computer, tablet, or smartphone, or download them, or print out copies and take them with you. And I will also email you a copy of everything. And when you click on the button now, I will also send you these 7 valuable bonus reports, all yours, absolutely free. 1. The Energy Blast, fruit to eat every day in the afternoon. 2. What to tell your doctor about this secret. 3. 5 foods for super immunity against infections. 4. The best vegetable for pain relief. 5. Amazing Asia weight loss secret. 6. Recipes that will save you $1,560 a year over store-bought products. 7. Surprise mystery bonus. Plus, because it is important for me to honor my past and help as many people as possible get their hands on the Sonu's Diabetes Secret immediately, your investment today will be covered by a full 100% money-back guarantee that's good for 1 year. That means if you are not thrilled with the plan for any reason, or even no reason at all, just let me know and I will give you a full and immediate refund with no questions asked. So, all you have to decide today is to try out this program for yourself. Click the Add to Cart button below and get the plan and all the free bonuses. And you have a full 1 year to try this for yourself. More than 52,000 people just like you have already done the exact same thing, and they are now happier than a kid in a candy store. That's why, with the 365-day, no-risk, 100% money-back guarantee, I want to make this decision a no-brainer for you. There is absolutely no excuse not to click the Add to Cart button below and get Sonu's Diabetes Secret for yourself this very moment. But there is a sense of urgency. This secret is helping thousands of people all over America and all around the world to have healthy blood sugar levels and get back to normal again. So there is absolutely no time to wait. Get Sonu's Diabetes Secret right now and enjoy healthy blood sugar levels soon. Begin eating the foods you love and throw out the expensive side effects-saturated medications that rule your life. And do it all with a 365-day, 100% money-back guarantee. That means if for any reason you're not happy, you get a full refund of every penny you paid back immediately. All it takes is clicking the Add to Cart button below, but you have to do it fast, because this presentation is almost over, and this website may not even be up when you return. So the choice is yours. Either go ahead and close out this window, that's your right of course, and there won't be any hard feelings on my end, but just remember that later today, or tomorrow, or a week from now, as you're popping another pill you don't want to be taking, or staring at the long end of a needle that's about to be pushed inside of you, or ordering another salad because that's one of the only things you can eat, aren't you going to think of this presentation and wish you had made the completely risk-free decision to try it for yourself? This is about your entire life. Even with all of today's medicine and science, the average diabetic will die 10 years earlier than someone who manages their issue. It's your decision, but I think you already know what needs to be done. So go ahead and click the Add to Cart button that you see below this video now. And I'll see you on the inside in a few minutes. Most sincerely yours, Karen Richardson. Are you still with me? Okay, great. I realize the information I just revealed to you is quite shocking and flies in the face of a lot of what you've heard about how to have normal blood sugar levels. Obviously, I can't make this decision for you, but what I can do is answer some of the most common questions I get asked so that you have all the information you need to move forward. 1. So to start, you're probably wondering how it's possible that Sonu's Secret can help anyone enjoy healthy blood sugar levels, especially when you've been told forever that there isn't a cure. Well, What makes this program different is that it does not focus on insulin production whatsoever. It also does not focus on reducing sugar once it's already entered into the bloodstream. Instead, you are reducing or ending the blood sugar fire that is in your body now. You do this by eating famous 9 healthy blood sugar level foods I first saw on a National Geographic TV special. You just eat 1 or 2 of these delicious foods daily and a simple sauce. Then you keep eating like you normally do, including the foods you love, because these magic foods help eliminate the sugar from the carbs and sugar you eat. These are the foods that cause there to be much less blood sugar issues in Sonu's entire country. In other words, you're stopping the problem at its source, whereas traditional medications and diets are trying to deal with the problem after the fact. Or to use an analogy, you're essentially taking the bullets out of a loaded gun so that it can't fire in the first place, rather than wearing a bulletproof vest and waiting for the impact. 2. Next, you're probably wondering why you've never heard of this before. I never heard about it until I saw the National Geographic TV special on this tiny little country that Sonu lives in either. 3. You might also be unsure of who this program works for, so let me explain. Because these foods help reduce glucose production at the source, it can work for anyone who has high blood sugar levels. 4. Next, you're probably curious about what happens once you click Add to Cart. Once you hit the Add to Cart button you see below this video, you'll go to our triple encrypted and 100% secure checkout page. You just enter your payment information. That's it. Then you'll be taken to our private members-only area where you'll have full access to the 21-day program, the food list, the 21 daily schedule, and all your free bonuses. It's that easy, and the materials can all be viewed from your computer, your tablet, or your smartphone. They can also be downloaded and saved, or you can print them out so you have extra copies. 5. Next, let me give you the terms of the guarantee I mentioned again. Because I want you to feel completely confident in your investment today, I'm providing you with a full 100% 365-day money-back guarantee. Simply click the Add to Cart button below and try Sonu's Diabetes Secret out for yourselves for the year. If you don't get the results, I promise, or you're unsatisfied for any other reason, simply send an email to the address I'll give you, and I'll refund your purchase, every cent you paid, immediately, with no questions asked, and we'll still be friends. It should be clear that if I thought this wasn't going to work, there's no way I would make such an offer. But I do know this will work. Countless people have already proven it. 6. Next to last, you're probably wondering how long this remedy will be available at today's price. This special lowest ever price is guaranteed for today only. So if you're truly serious about this, you need to take action immediately. And on top of that, we are planning on raising the price soon also. So you should click the Add to Cart button now to be assured of getting the lowest possible price before the price goes up. 7. And finally, that brings us to the issue of how do you take action and get Sonu's blood sugar secret for yourself. This one's easy. Simply click the Add to Cart button below the video and try out the entire program for yourself for 365 days with absolutely no risk. The amount you'll invest is less than the cost of a meal at a fancy restaurant. And if you're unhappy for any reason, you'll be given a full immediate refund as my way of saying, thanks for trying this.
For more on this great offer, click the link in the description below this video now.